Welcome to the Stanish Inquisition, a podcast where Stan Zalowski, serial entrepreneur and CEO of Movista, talks with guests about anything from family life to professional life, recipes for success, or for potato salad. It might get weird, sometimes irreverent, always interesting.
This is Stan Zalowski, and we're doing this podcast from the Ice House Studios. It's a beautiful day, and pleased today to be joined by Joel Sporleder. Joel, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Very well. Joel joined us as VP of IT here at Movista, joined us from the world's largest retailer, who shall remain nameless. We will not say Walmart in this podcast. But Joel, tell us more about, where was baby Joel?
So baby Joel grew up in Oklahoma, and so spent my whole life in Oklahoma. My whole family's there, all the way up to the point of graduating college. At that point, which is 1999, is when I moved here to Arkansas. And so,
that was way too fast.
No,
You're never
sorry.
going to get away with that, all right? You're never going to go away with that. So, okay, first off, brothers, sisters?
Yeah, so I have one brother, one sister.
Okay. Where do you fit in that mix age-wise?
I'm the oldest.
Okay. All right. Leader of the pack.
Yes.
Now, if anyone who knows Joel, they know that he immediately is the oldest child, just like they know immediately I'm the youngest child. Joel is stable, organized, calm, in control, all the things that you expect from the oldest child. How much of a gap was there between you and your next youngest sibling?
It's about 5 years between each of us.
Oh, my goodness. You're basically a double-grown person. That's amazing. So if we knew you let's just pick, if we knew you in the 6th grade, and we're like, hey, what do you like to do? What were you kind of, how were you sort of set up for it? It was a sports, you liked electronics, you liked ballet, heck, I don't know. What did you like?
I think if you knew me in 6th grade, I really liked video games. Definitely more of a book smart, kind of a little bit of a nerd, I guess I'd say, from high school or from a school perspective. Sports, I really liked them, didn't play them very well. That's about the time I was starting to get into golf a little bit. My dad starting to pick up the game and really started to teach me about that time, and that's where I developed my love of playing golf.
So you still love to play golf?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You'll have to go play golf. You beat my brains in. I'm horrible. So let's just pick one part of that part a little bit. So don't remember how old you are. It doesn't matter. I'm about to find out without asking you your age by asking you what video games you were into and what system you were playing with.
Oh, the original Nintendo.
Right on.
My brother and I started playing it in the halls or in the aisles of Walmart, and then finally got it for Christmas. And then I think we spent way too much time in our rooms playing those games.
I don't think it's possible. So any because you're a tech guy, right? So any taking things apart. I'm always fascinated by how people sort of mature into these roles, and some people they start way later. But were you minded that way? In other words, were you interested in how PCs worked, or was it more on the software side? What was your experience with technology?
Actually, I was really lucky. I got exposed to computers even when I was in elementary school. So in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, we had a program that we had there at our school where we got to go in for a couple hours a day and be able to work with different computer programs, really basic stuff, but it got us exposed to using computers, basic programming concepts, that kind of thing. But that's my first exposure to using computers. But that kind of stuck with me all the way through up to college when I decided my major.
Bad student, mid student, great student in high school?
Great student, A student.
Oh, wow.
Throughout. So,
that's cool. Yeah. Were you valedictorian?
No. I had one B in my high school career, and so that held me back. So. Oh,
you should see the squint up look on his face right now. So, the obvious two questions are: what was the B in? In which class was the B earned?
The B was in typing.
Wowzer. The academic system under which we all toil.
Well, and the irony is how much I use a keyboard now in my job, so
yeah. And then the valedictorian of your school, you remember who that was? You don't have to say. You can.
Yes, we had a dual valedictorian. There were two ladies, super smart, that I knew throughout school.
And then and you went to OSU. I'm just guessing because you're wearing an OSU shirt.
Yeah, it did give away today.
Yeah.
So,
and you studied computer science, or?
Yeah, well, actually, I went to OSU. Originally, I wanted to go and get a law degree, and so I started out in the business college, business law. The thought was eventually I'd graduate there and go to OU and get my law degree. But as I went to college after my first year, they started talking more and more about the MIS degree, Information Systems, and that really piqued my interest, and I changed my major and never looked back.
Yeah, that's made all the difference.
Yes.
Two roads diverge in the woods. Yes, you took the one less traveled. That's cool. I could see you being a lawyer, though. So we leave college, right? And your senior year, you're starting to look around. What had you done internships, or are you just flat-footed? I'm going to go look for a job.
No internships. I did at a certain point. I decided I wanted to start looking for a job, but I had. Fortunately, I'd already been working for the world's largest retailer as an hourly while I was working through college, and so had exposure to the company, and just on a whim decided to interview with them on campus as I was looking for interviewing for jobs my junior year. And just happened to go in and interview with them, and I didn't know much about their home office or what they did for IT, and ended up getting a job, and everything's history from there.
Obviously, we're not going to sit and pick apart the inner workings at Walmart. None of our business, and I get all that, but it's always interesting to know, but just from a career trail perspective, right? Like what can we see on LinkedIn, sort of thing. How did it kind of go for you? How did it kind of progress? Like what sorts of things were you working on that were interesting, and then just along the way, I guess.
Well, for me, I was able to come in and immediately start working on developing software that was used within the merchandising organization. And it was a great opportunity for me to leverage what I learned as I worked in a retail store when I had my hourly job, could really reference that exposure, that experience. And so between learning the business side of retail and then being able to also learn and develop my technology skills, that was hugely powerful to development of my career, and kind of led to where I went from there as far as learning more about how a retail business worked, learning more about technology, and being able to continue to build on that as I went along.
So you're over there, you're doing that, and then at some point, you obviously decide to do something different. And here's Movista, and you come in and you meet with us, and you think what?
I was really blown away by, as I interacted with you, Stan, and your co-founder, April, just the culture and the approach and the openness that you had. And then as I got the chance to meet more and more of the team, that just really blew me away. This is a place I really would like to work at. And then as I learned more about the technology, what Movista is built on, what product, what niche it fills, I was really excited about the chance to get to work on a product that did that, and be able to be involved in the technology side of it, help it take it even further. That was really, really appealing to me.
Talk a little bit about the balance between structure and flexibility slash speed or pace of development, that sort of thing. How do you view that?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely critical we find that right balance, because I don't want us to lose that startup mentality, that speed, that ability to react quickly to our changing client needs. That's critical for us to maintain that no matter what we do within technology. So as we implement things, it's really about only implementing changes or process improvements that are going to help us go faster. And so really looking for those things that could just help us be more efficient, allow our developers or engineers to be even more effective in their roles. So I see that a big part of my job is getting roadblocks out of their way, whether that's process roadblocks, things that are missing, if they need help, if they need tools, you name it. That's a big, big part of my job. Through my career, I've seen lots of different approaches to IT. Spent 20 plus years in IT at Walmart, gone through different iterations and approaches, and I've seen where you can take things too far on a process perspective. And we want to be careful not to ever do that here. We want to be able to implement only good process changes, things that help us get better and be more efficient. And so we're going to constantly try to find that balance as we go forward within the technology team here at Movista.
How's that going?
It's going well. It's change. It's what I would say is change management 101. It's introducing a change, helping folks understand why we want to do it, what the benefit is. That's been a big part of my role so far. Now, part of it has been I'm here 3 months. I've been spending a lot of time listening, asking questions, learning. We're not just going and just completely turning things over as far as process and the way we do things from day one. We're trying to learn and make sure we do the right thing for Movista. I'm not taking the assumption that we're going to go and apply a textbook approach to everything. We're going to say what makes sense for us here and the way that we want to do business within our company.
So, where's it all going? I obviously we talk about this almost constantly. Where's the next frontier? What's the next bell or whistle? What are the emerging technologies we can consider? And that's got such a broad scope, right? In terms of there's technology from the standpoint of collection of data. There's technology related to the storage of data, the transmission of data, the consumption of data. There's so much of it out there. But as you look out, you don't even stay in the scope of Movista or just consumer. I really don't care. It's wide open. Mm-hmm. What developments are exciting to you from the technology perspective?
Yeah, I think for us, and as I look forward, both for us and then in the general industry, definitely the ongoing development of an introduction of machine learning technologies, voice recognition technologies, and computer vision. Those three elements are going to make a huge difference, not only to us at Movista as we continue to mature our product, but also just in the industry in general. It's so powerful what we can do when you have a large wealth of data and being able to take that and be able to help a client, help a user do their job more efficiently because we can make recommendations through analytical tools we may have in place, machine learning models we may have in place, or even allowing them to do things by just asking a question using voice. That's going to make a big difference to both the types of clients we serve, but in general, the industry and on the whole from a technology perspective.
Do you ever sit back and say, or think about how funny it is that at the end of the day, all of this is about getting pots, peas, and pantyhose in the right place at the right time so people can buy them?
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. So it's hilarious, but it's been super consistent. So my job in retail technology for now 20 plus years has been all about getting the right item in the right place at the right time.
Crazy.
And that will never really change, whether it's an online store or it's a physical brick and mortar store.
It's crazy. It really is. The amount of the number of dollars, depending on who you ask, it's $4 billion, it's $8 billion, it's $9 billion. I don't know. It's a lot. Right, it's more than I've got of dollars that are being spent trying to resolve this problem. That's because it's a really big problem, right? It's a really big problem if you don't these days. If you're not highly efficient, you're in trouble, right?
Exactly.
There's the only two status you can have: highly efficient and in trouble. Well, listen, we're glad you're here, and it's nice to know a little bit more and really to share a little bit more about your background. I thought it was interesting that you said you went to OSU undergrad and you thought you'd go to OU for law school. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how. Do people do that? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, OSU doesn't have a law school, unfortunately, but yeah.
What do you call that? Like, is there a word for someone that's OSU undergrad, OU postgrad?
Probably someone that gets picked on at OU.
I mean, you're like a poke sooner.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, well, listen, you're awesome. You're doing a great job. We're excited to sort of march forward with you here. We'll check back at intervals, get the hot news off the press on what's going on, what we're seeing out there. Maybe go a little more depth in technology, but it's a great start. So Joel Sporleder, our VP of Technology here at Movista, a fine human being and a great leader. So thank you for your time again. And those of you out there, if you're looking for some technology to help you run your field teams, to understand where they are, what they're doing, how well that's going, how long it's taken, etc., we'd love to help you do that. And if there's any other way we can help you, get in touch with us. So this is Stan Zalowski signing off at the Movista Studios. Have a great day.